Hello everyone. Should you get Bloodstained Ritual of the Night? That depends. I've seen many people call it a great ugly game. Personally, I grew up playing freaking 8-bit games. For me, call a game ugly, it has to be really ugly. Anyways, Bloodstained is a Metroidvania, which basically means that you need to explore to find keys, progression items and so on to keep advancing with the story of the game. If you don't like to search for things, grind a bit perhaps, and platformers, this game is not going to be for you. Personally, I really like what Igarashi did to Konami, which is a middle finger in the face. Here, I'll show you how it is done. I don't like to just say it is a perfect game and something like that. I like to be as objective as possible, and Bloodstained isn't perfect. In my heart it is a 10, but in reality it is something like 8.8, 8.5, something around those numbers. And I don't know how's the Switch version, because it seems like that one has a lot of issues. However, I believe that the way Bloodstained was promoted was amazing. At least up to this point, Iga has delivered what he promised, or tried. Because originally there was supposed to be a roguelike mode, which in my opinion would have been, oh my fucking god, amazing. At least in my imagination, but I know that in the development area sometimes you start designing, programming or something in a certain way, and sometimes going back to add a feature or something is a nightmare. Here I could say it may depend from the way the code was created, but I am no software engineer, so I have no idea. The nice thing about this was that he publicly talked about it, saying something like "we tried and we were not able to", but instead here's a randomizer. For me, this wasn't a problem like many people had, saying that Iga was a fucking liar and things like that. But every time you see that there is a game that brings a lot of polemic in this way, it is a good game. Bloodstained is still in development, even when it was released in 2019. There are still several free DLCs coming, and for me, that is the way video games should be promoted. Instead of having stupid loot boxes, DLCs just to present you an ending or shit like that, perhaps a DLC in some situations it's justified, but in many others it's pure crap. And that is a shame about many developers in this time. I perfectly know that video games are a business, but sometimes what freaking companies do is put the middle finger in the face of the customer, like Nintendo, Konami, Bethesda, EA, Ubisoft, PlayStation, Xbox, Capcom and so on. All of them have come up with dumb ideas, dumb things and pretty nasty shit. This can be something interesting to study or look forward, because in my understanding there is a Bloodstained Ritual of the Night 2 or something like that in progress. So that may help us check if Iga really wanted to put a nice middle finger in the face of many companies and show them how it has to be done. Or if in time he is going to come up with something as crappy as the companies I mentioned before. At least for the time being, I think that Bloodstained has a bright future, if they keep developing the game in this way. And I truly hope that they achieve their goals, because that way we could have more games to look forward, rather than many promises in the air as many companies come up these days. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.